More breaking news this morning. This explosive scandal that could derail the premier event at the Olympic Games. CNN has learned that a Russian figure skater has failed a drug test, and that person is a minor. All right, the language here is very precise. It's important. Listen carefully. The implications are clear. The six-person Russian team has not yet received their gold medal for winning the team event this week. The medal ceremony was supposed to take place Tuesday night, but it was delayed for what's being described as legal consultations.
So we're being very precise, as we mentioned, with this language here, but you can get the implications. It is not clear exactly as well when this positive test was taken. Was this taken at the Olympics? These are things that we're trying to get to the bottom of. The only minor on the Russian figure skating team is 15-year-old Kamila Valieva, and she made history on Monday. I think she had the eyes of the world on her, becoming the first woman ever to land a quad at the Games, and doing it at 15, just unbelievable. We were all watching that. Joining us now to discuss, CNN contributor Patrick McEnroe. He captained the U.S. men's tennis team at the 2004 Olympics and is also an ESPN commentator.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Good morning. Thank you for being with us. What questions is this raising for you at this point in time, and how big of a deal is this?
I guess my first reaction to a Russian Olympic athlete supposedly testing positive is, am I supposed to be surprised? I mean, this is sort of the MO. This is why they're not being called the team from Russia. They're being called the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee team. So they probably should never have been allowed to come back to the Olympics to start. But let's look at what we do know and what we can say, which is that somebody is tested positive. It's, as you have reported, it sounds like it's a minor. I sat there the other night and watched this incredible figure skater land multiple quads. You know, it's about doing the four spins. I'm thinking, wow, this is unbelievable. And we in sports, as a former athlete, we're always looking to push the envelope. What can we do to be better? Our diet, what we put in our system, when we eat, how much we eat, what kind of liquids we take, creatine, all these. I took all these things when I was a professional tennis player. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know exactly what was in all of them every time I took them. When we got tested, so she got tested. The thing about this story is, why was the positive test so early? I mean, we're hearing that it was supposedly taken in December. Again, is that reporting that we can do, or is that still being investigated?
We do not know when the test was taken.
Okay.
There is some reporting out there that it was taken earlier. I'm not sure functionally how much that matters to the discussion at play here, only that we're only learning about it now, and that would be odd if it's time. But, you know, if it's during your training, that well, I imagine would have an impact on your eligibility for the Olympic Games, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I'm just saying, why is it coming out at this point in time?
Yeah,
after the skater's been allowed to skate and been allowed to perform and wow the world, assuming it's this 15-year-old who we all think it is, and go before the world and do this incredible performance that nobody's ever done in figure skating.
If we look at what happened that got Russia to this point where you have Russian athletes not competing technically for Russia, you're not surprised. But I think what's surprising here is just how much this cuts down this fairy tale, right? This Olympic fairy tale of the sport that people are watching. I mean, this is Oksana Bayul kind of stuff that people were expecting and that they were seeing in this team event and maybe expecting for the main show. I think that's why it really hits.
And I think it goes back to sort of, if we can take a 30,000-foot look at this, right? The start of these Olympic Games with all the human rights issues going on in China, with looking at a ski slope where there's literally no snow anywhere else on the mountain. I mean, it's bizarre. Looking from the helicopters above, you see the slope for the downhill, and there's no snow. Okay, so China created this. There's for the freestyle, for the mogul, where they do the tricks on the ski. It's in the middle of a industrial site, right? And then all of a sudden, there's just a stream of white. It's bizarre. And why? It's all about the money. This is what it's about. This is the sad part of this whole thing. It continues to grow and grow and grow. And so when you're an athlete and and who knows if she even knew what they were giving her, right?
Oh, yeah, she's a minor. I mean, there are
Yeah.
serious reasons to believe she didn't
Absolutely.
at that age. That's what
And
makes
it's
it
like
all the worse.
we've got to get a quad. We've got to show the world. I mean, obviously, she's a tremendous talent. She can wow the world as she did. So we're going to keep pushing the envelope. We're going to keep pushing it. We've seen athletes in our country do it in individual sports, in team sports as well. You're going to keep pushing and pushing. Why? For the next big payday or for the pressure that you're under from your own committee. And where is it going to? When does it end?
And look, all I have to say is the delay between when we first learned about this and the fact that they haven't come out.
Still
and said
haven't
anything else,
announced anything.
it does raise the possibility of shenanigans behind the scenes at the Olympics, which there is poisonous politics all the time. So God only knows what's going
I'll
on.
leave that
right
for
now.
you two to dissect later on. But yes,
Patrick.
Russia, China.
Patrick McEnroe, great to see you in person.
Nice to be here.
Look forward to many more discussions
You
like
got
this.
it. Thanks, you guys.